It is 11 o'clock. It is 11 o'clock and very welcome to Coffee at 11. A very good morning, anybody that's on camera and you've got a mug with you. I love Fiona's one. Show us that one more time, Fiona. Say hi.
Good morning. Hello, everyone.
Girl boss. Love that. So got to bring Fiona Doyle, a good friend of mine, into the conversation in 2 minutes. And but let me introduce you first to Fiona. Fiona Doyle, her business name is Fiona Doyle International Personal Stylist. And she also runs Glamour, a model agency which specializes in fashion shows, style events, in-house corporate events. She's organised many fashion events in Limerick and across Ireland for companies, charities, organisations, schools, colleges and clubs, including organising the first ever style event and fashion show in King John's Castle. And I was there and it was a wonderful event, Fiona. Her mission as a personal stylist is to empower, inspire and help you become the very best version of yourself. She says, I do this through educating you about body shapes, style trends and colours you can wear so you can use this knowledge to embrace and enhance your body and look and feel your best. She says she also organises corporate style workshops, personal style consultations, colour analysis, personal shopping experiences, there's a nice one, and international shopping experiences to cities in Europe. Very fancy, looking forward to hearing about that. Established in the fashion industry for 18 years. How many employees? Really good question to this. Really good answer to this. This depends on the event. I'll bring in compares, models, makeup artists, boutiques, hairdressers, sound and lighting technicians as needed. And here's the most interesting thing. Despite all of that, Fiona is also a full-time primary school teacher. So intrigued and looking forward to learning a little more. Fiona Doyle, you're very welcome to Coffee at 11.
Thank you, Colm. Thank you.
And we're going to start, as we always do, Fiona, by trying to get a feel for the person we're talking to. So the audience is there awaiting with bated breath. And will you tell us a little bit who Fiona Doyle is outside of work? We'll get to the work piece in a few minutes.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. And Colm, thank you for having me. I have to say I was listening to your speakers last week and they've really set the bar high. So hoping I can follow in their steps. So my name is Fiona Doyle. I'm the youngest of 5, born in Limerick. We were living all our life in Ballysheedy over there near the Limerick Golf Club. I trained as a primary school teacher once I left Crescent College, and after teaching for a year, I was back in college studying sales and marketing by night and was offered a job with the Ballygown water cooler division, and I ended up working with them for 5 years, setting up the Limerick office, which was fantastic. 5 years, but in the meantime I was back studying by night, doing business diploma or business management, business computing and several other courses. I worked then with property companies in Limerick selling exclusive property in Portugal and Spain. Now in the back of my head I always had I might return teaching, and I was still doing a little bit of modelling at the time as well and organising fashion shows, but modelling with an agency in Limerick. And then I decided, I was offered a job with 95 FM for a year in advertising because I had worked with them while I was in college. So that was great, great place to work, great fun. But I suppose the time really was, I said I would go back teaching because I had in the back of my head that I wanted to organise or set up an agency. So I did that, but it was very hard juggling both working, I suppose, till 6 o'clock every evening. So I thought, this is my chance to go back teaching as well. So I went back and very luckily I got a permanent position. But in the meantime, again, doing the fashion shows, and I suppose I could spend a lot of my holiday time organising them and focusing on that. But so 2 years ago I was forced to take a year out of work due to a serious infection that I got. So this time made me take stock, and I suppose what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I decided to use this time to train as a personal stylist, and now I had the chance to do it. So I trained in Ireland with the accredited academy, but I felt it was compartmentalized into one person's way of thinking, and I knew I still had a few months left before I was going back into the classroom, so I decided that I wanted to learn about style and colour in other countries, especially the fashion capitals of the world. So after a couple of weeks of research, I flew to Milan and London and trained one-on-one with accredited style academies there. I trained in America, online in France, and I'm continuing the training at the moment as well. Since we're all at home at the moment, I've been doing another course now again, an advanced colour analysis. And I'm delighted that I've received accreditations from all the academies I've trained with, because there was a lot of project work involved in that. So now I'm back in the classroom and running the colour analysis and the style consultations as well. Yeah.
Wow, that is some journey, Fiona. That is some.
Yeah. It's colourful.
Colourful. I love it. I love it. I love it. We know each other some years now. And one thing that intrigues me about you is you're the eternal student.
Yeah.
I've never known you to not be studying something to further advance who you are and what you're about. Can I just touch on something, a parallel that I didn't realise existed between you and I? I wanted to be a teacher too. Now, I got into teacher training college, didn't have the smarts, right? But I wanted to be a teacher training college too, for the reasons that the hours were short and the holidays were long. Right now, I'm reading into what you just said there, that you thought, you know, working until 6 o'clock and then trying to build a business was difficult. However, perhaps teaching might suit. Is that a fair comparison?
No, do you know what? Even when I was saying that, it's teaching. There's no off time at teaching. You know, it's 24/7 really, because you bring it home with you. If something has happened that day, and I think it's because those children are with you all day, every day, that they become your kids for that, you know, and you know, it's very hard to switch off, you know, to be totally honest with you, especially now more than ever, you know, in the last couple of weeks, we're in tune.
I'm glad I saw clarification on that, Fiona, to be honest, but I'll be honest, my journey at the time back in the 80s was, you know, I just wanted to short hours and long holidays. There was nothing, the teaching thing wasn't even saving the world or teaching kids, it was quite selfish. The world threw me into a whole different arena. But let's go back, if we may, to your very early days setting up. Did Glamour Model Agency come as your first business?
Well, it would have been something, I suppose, when I was in college in Mary I had been, I mean, I'd always been interested in fashion. Actually, it's funny because I found a project that I did, my very first project in school would have been on the history of fashion when I was in the 11 or 12. But so I've always had that. But when I was in college in Mary I decided to organise a fashion show there. They'd never held one before. And this is before I modelled with anyone. So that's really, I mean, that was a fantastic show to be involved in and to organise while I was in the second year in college. And that, you know, then I had been working with some PR agencies and they were constantly ringing me, asking me, would you know any other girls that would be interested in doing promotional work? So it was kind of tying in that I was organising girls in college to do promotional events for companies. And, you know, I was working for some of these companies, as I say myself, and just got a real buzz from organising the fashion shows. And then I was asked to do a fashion show for the Marine Search and Rescue. And that was, instead of using models, we used Limerick personalities. And that was a fantastic event. So I did that for 5 years in a row. And again, the fun out of that and the buzz I got from it, I absolutely loved it. And I suppose you're you know, you have your passion for the fashion, obviously. And then it's, you know, as well as organising events, it just became like second nature. Just absolutely loved it.
It's fabulous.
But I suppose the teaching is what was paying the bills. You know,
I get that. I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. So your passion for fashion, you were able to marry that with doing some really good work by using what you do and who you are and who you know and what you know.
Yeah.
To allow some organisation like the Marine Search and Rescue people raise funds. Happy days.
Yeah. And I suppose what was happening is I was getting a lot of calls from PR agencies and places, and I was doing all this for nothing, if you know what I mean. So then it kind of came at a stage which would have been suggested, why don't you set up an agency or, you know, go out on your own and do something like that, which is a difficult thing to do. But I just said, you know, why not? I didn't want to be, you know, later stage in my life and regret never doing what I've always wanted to do.
I love it. I love it. And I was intrigued that you went from, if I'm not mistaken, your first fashion show was in Mary Immaculate College. Is that right?
Yeah.
And it led to, would it have been a peak when you did, or a highlight at least, when you did King John's Castle?
Well, that I think was the dream that became a reality, because ever since I was in school, I always had loved King John's Castle and wanted to organise an event there. It's funny, Archie, when I was working with the radio station, I remember thinking, God, it would be a great place because we would have had a tour of the castle. And when I was in their one-day meeting, one of the managers that runs the King John's Castle, I said, gosh, have you ever had a fashion event here, a style event? And they hadn't. And I think it is our #1 historical venue in the city, and with that backdrop, as you saw yourself from the night, I mean, it was amazing. But that was probably the highlight of what I've ever done, because, you know, it was our top historical venue in the city, and first time ever having an event like that there, which is great. And having the Limerick hurlers modelling and Dennis Allen singing Limerick, You're a Lady, you know, which topped it all off, I think, as well. And the Limerick footballers as well, who were involved.
Yeah, it was a very special night, and I really enjoyed it, being there in the audience. But you did again blend real life models with real life personality and real people.
Yes.
You had them strut their stuff. Great fun, and a great cause, and a great event. And by the way, we mentioned that it's been a highlight, but it's only your latest highlight.
Yeah.
Okay. Many more.
Fingers crossed. Please God. Thank you so much.
So listen, it's been very interesting. Okay, I've been watching your journey and from the sidelines, and so you started to build the business, and it was coming, and it's all coming together, right? And
yes.
you know, you're adding all these skill sets, the color piece, etc. We're going to talk about that in a second. But can we also talk about what's happened since COVID hit? Because I think that's important. Though the idea of this program is to get real people to tell where they're really at, so that others get a level of solace.
Well, it's funny, because it was really starting to build, you know, with the color analysis that I've really taken a focus on as well, which we'll talk about in a while, showing you your what color category you belong to, what colors suit your natural complexion. I was getting a lot of clients in, and now, you know, because I would take clients maybe on a Friday evening or Saturday or Sundays or weekends, and I had booked in clients, you know, for Easter as well over the holidays. So obviously that has stopped. Now I can still do this online, color analysis online, so I can actually sit with you and go through your colors while I'm talking to you, using a PowerPoint presentation. But I do like being with the person as well, and showing them the colors and the drapes and how it actually works, and they get a feel for it. So obviously that has stopped at the moment. Well, I'm still trying to influence and showcase ideas, you know, as much as I can on Instagram. But it's taken me back now to the classroom again, because I've had to, I've my own son at home, and I've had to use my own imagination and resources I have here to entertain him. And I've been showing those on social media platforms as well, and the simplicity of things that you can do at home, and sharing educational apps and resources and websites as well for parents who are at home with their children at the moment as well. So that's, and I'm doing a call now tomorrow with some of my children, because I'm the resource teacher in the school, and I have a call tomorrow at 1:00 with them to talk to them, see how they're doing as well. So like a virtual classroom and such. So yeah, that is where COVID has taken us.
And if I may, you told me last night the name of that class that you're running tomorrow. Tell us.
Yeah, so I'm the SEN teacher in the school, which is the special educational needs teacher, and I have a group of children from 6th class girls, and they're fabulous. So we meet every Friday, and we do a social group. It could be sewing or art, you know, or projects or whatever. So I did a project about Coco Chanel, because I am fascinated with Coco Chanel, to be honest with you. I think her story, Sarah, a good one to read actually is her story, because it's how she, you know, began as an orphan and look at the empire she grew. So the children were interested in this. So the group, we call them, they're my Chanel girls, or the Coco Chanel girls, yeah. So we have a Chanel meeting tomorrow. So I'd say the parents get the email, and they're probably wondering, what is Miss Doyle on about? But anyway, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But again, you're blending your passion and your knowledge with, and you've got two passions. You've got a passion for teaching kids too, and guiding them.
Yeah.
So great stuff. So come here. By the way, folks, I've just put Fiona's Instagram link into the chat box there. Please go follow her. Fabulous stuff. Her stories are great. Fiona, so at this moment in time, it's a little bit different through COVID. But you're staying buoyant, you're staying up there, you're staying upbeat, and you're reinventing. And I know you're passionate about colour and the colour. So would you talk to us about that for a second? And then in a few minutes, we'll go to where you see the world going after COVID.
Okay. I suppose colour, it's colour analysis, I suppose, is an area that I really focus on. One of the sides of the business is where we determine your dominant colour category. We look at your natural complexion, in your eyes, your hair, and your skin, and see what, then we determine what colour category you fall into. We can all be, we're one of 6, or we can go with the season categories, or else just the tonal categories. So basically, once you know your colors, it's transformational. I suppose it's wearing the right colors, your eyes radiate, your skin glows, you look less tired, you need less makeup. I mean, as I say, it is transformational. And what it has done for me, even through my own illness and recovery, because I was probably gravitating towards black a lot, which there is nothing wrong with black. As I say, Coco Chanel glamorized it. It's a great color if you wear it in the right mindset. You know, it's a great color of strength and sophistication and chicness, but it can also be a color that we can hide behind a lot, and those greys and blacks as well. You know, that we just want to blend in. So what color has done for me, I'm now studying again about the color and the psychological effects of wearing certain colors that can combat negative emotions. So I suppose at the moment, a lot of us are feeling anxious because of what's going on. And believe it or not, but blue is a great color to wear if you are feeling a little bit anxious. If you're waking up in the morning feeling tired and you need a little bit of boost me up or energy, the likes of red or yellow or orange are great colors. I mean, if you think of red, it's a passionate color. It's the color. It's an energy color. It's, you know, it actually has been proven to raise your heart rate. It's the first color the eye will see. So if you're going for a walk, look around and see what is the first color you'll see. So you'll see stop signs are red, or petrol stations. A lot of brands will use red as well. So as I say, it's quite a dominant color. And you know, the creative colors like orange and again, yellow is another creative color. And then purple, a fantastic color that is a great color to show your spiritual side of things, or if you're looking for a little bit of balance. And green, again, another great color to wear if you just want that calming sense and a little bit of healing as well. So yeah, it's but for me, just wearing a pop of color now, I mean, I'll be back in my tracksuit later and whatever, but I'm trying to wear that little bit of color, and I do think it lifts me personally, and I think it does lift one. And if you're feeling good, that does trickle into how you feel and how you act throughout the day. And your mood, if you're in a good mood, it is infectious. It will transfer, you know, onto other people around you as well. So I think it's the first nice thing we can do for ourselves in the morning, even if we are in this situation in our house, is just to get up, get dressed. Now, when I say you don't have to go head to toe in red, you don't have to go head to toe in blue, you know, grab a little scarf, a pop of color somewhere, and men and women, you know what I mean? It's not just for the ladies, I suppose, you know. I mean, I know we can put a little bit of blusher and put the lipstick on, but look, you're at home, anything at the moment, you know, to keep yourself occupied, or whatever we have to do. But that's just, for me, this is what is helping me, is just wearing the pop of color at the moment. And even, you know, after this or before this, if I wake up, especially on Monday mornings, you just want to grab the black jumper out of the wardrobe and whatever, but it's great just to put on that bit of bright color that suits you, that you know you can wear, and it's amazing effect that it will have on you for the day. You know, it'll trickle in how you feel.
Fabulous. Come here, I picked up something which I found really interesting. You said, if you're feeling down, which is feeling blue, you wear blue. That's really interesting.
So blue is a calming color, great color to wear. It's a color for communication, great color to wear on a first date as a guy, because it's an honest color. You know, calming color, it's a calming color as well, I suppose, a nice color. Well, think of the sky, Colm. If you think of the sky and the sea, it's, you know, you look at that, and for me, if I go to the beach, I look at the water, you know, it's a calming effect. So it's a great color. If you're waking up and you're feeling angry, the worst color you could wear is red, believe it or not. The best color you could wear is green. Yeah, and that's, yeah. So now, but that's a whole, we could do a whole other hour on that color.
No, we could, and do you know what, we might yet. Fascinating stuff, but it's lovely to get these little snippets. So wear blue if you're feeling blue.
Yeah, and if you're feeling a little bit anxious, which I think we might all be a little bit at the moment, because nobody knows, you know, what's going on.
So it's not just about dragging yourself out of bed and throwing on whatever. You're saying that your mood can actually be impacted positively or negatively by what you choose. Is that right? It
is, yeah. And I think it's called mindful dressing, really. And I mean, okay, at the moment we're just getting through, we're doing what we have to do to, you know, to make each day a positive one at the moment, because we're not getting out and about. But it's, I mean, going forward, or even now, when you are dressing mindfully and you're putting that effort into what you're going to wear, believe it or not, it does have that positive effect on you. I mean, even try it for a week and see how you get on, just to make mindful dressing, just how you feel. Just say, look, I might wear blue today if you're feeling that little bit of anxiety or feeling that you need a little bit of calm in your life, or if you're feeling a bit tired, maybe try a little bit of red, or you know, yellow is a great color. If you think of the sun, it's an energy color. It's another color that gives you good energy, you know. So just dress mindfully for a few days and see how it.
It's a lovely phrase, dress mindfully. I'd never heard of mindful dressing. It makes sense. It really does. You know, rather than it's a bit like mindful eating. You know, looking after your mind, mindful reading, mindful consumption of media. So it makes perfect sense. Except I don't think many people have thought about it. The other thing that you said, in fairness, and I realised I made a faux pas when I promoted our chat this morning. I said one for the ladies, and you keep bringing it back to the men, right? And so tell us a little more about our men beginning to become open to this stuff?
Yeah, I tell you, it's funny because when I did launch this business, especially on LinkedIn, it was men that came back to me initially and asking, is colour analysis for men? And when I was training in London, the stylist I trained with there, her clients were mostly men. And so much so now that I've been contacted by a few bankers in London because they don't have time to shop, and have asked, can I come over and do colour, bring colours for them? So if they send photographs to me, like what I was asking you to send, you know, the picture with good light, a good selfie that you can see your eyes, your hair and your skin tone, I can work from that, you know, and help them in that way if it is online. But it's funny that a lot of men have reached out to have colour analysis done as well. So you know, I think sometimes we gravitate towards darker colours, especially if something has happened in our life, or even as we're getting older, we're thinking that we lose our sense of wearing colour and we gravitate towards the darker navies, greys, blacks. Whereas colour is actually, to wear colour, it's a youthful, or to wear brighter colours, they're fun, they lift you, they can lift your spirits, they can lift your, you know, make you look more, I'd say, radiant and glowing, and you feel all around more youthful, you know. So it's not just necessarily, you don't have to be a certain age to wear certain colours, you know. And I think that stigma has been around, that as you're, you know, different age groups, you only wear brighter colours.
I am going to expand on that one, if I may.
Okay.
A phrase we used in Dublin was mutton dressed as lamb.
Okay, well, I'm not I'm not talking about short skirts and belly tops here. Okay.
But you know, so I mindful dressing. We've all seen some car crashes out there.
I'm not telling you to bring back your old, you know, hippie t-shirts here. Like, okay, I'm just talking about certain colours.
Okay. All right. Fun. Right. Listen, come here. So post-COVID, right? So we're going to get through this, please God, right?
Yeah.
Side, and we'll all have learned some new stuff about ourselves. Staying indoors, we can go inside, you know, inside ourselves, figure out what we're about. So there's lots of positives I think will come for us all, please God. But in terms of Fiona Doyle and the future and where you would like to see your business evolve, Fiona Doyle, International Stylist, have you got a shot? What would you like to see?
Well, I have, I will be going job sharing, please God, in September. So that will be, that I will have more time to do the styling as well, because at the moment I have been asked to go to London and places like that, and just, it's, you know, with full-time teaching, it's been quite difficult. So you're trying to use your holidays, which are your holidays that you're using to book clients and to work, I suppose. I'm doing a lot online. And also I have teamed up with stylists in Vienna and Barcelona and other countries as well to offer use of styling experience trips to these cities as well, where while I was there in these cities, I was shown the shopping districts. But if I was to bring a group of women from Ireland to these cities as well, and we'd meet the stylists there that they'd show us around. So I have worked with a few stylists in these cities that we've been talking about by doing this, especially because the flights from Shannon were going, well, I mean, I can travel from any city or from any airport, but we're going to Vienna and Barcelona this year as well, you know. So it was just something that some group of women had been interested in as well. So I know all that has been postponed at the moment, but hasn't been cancelled, you know. So it's just for down the line. Gives me more time to research. So.
And I tell you, you Fiona, you're some researcher. you go deep, deep, deep. I've never seen anybody who grabs hold of a subject and just drills it. Sounds really exciting. It also sounds really glamorous, dare I say it. It really does. London, Milan with my stylist friends, and we're going to go shopping. Sounds lovely.
Well, it was daunting doing the training now, I have to say, because there was times I was getting on those buses, the airport buses from Arthur's Quay at 1 o'clock in the morning to get that early flight, thinking, what am I doing? Why all this? And, I can't say there weren't a few tears shed at the thoughts of going, but then when you get there and you come back, it's brilliant, so it's been worthwhile doing it.
And I also have to say it's incredibly hard work. I mean, when you say that, you get on a bus at 1 o'clock to get to the airport, to get a flight, to do whatever. And here's the problem. The world only sees the glamorous side of it. They
do, yeah.
The front of the house, the catwalk, champagne, but Prosecco.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. But I mean, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes before, as I say, it's your reality versus social media. There's a lot of study, a lot of research. Milan was really challenging because I had to do a color consultation and a body analysis and a whole consultation on a client there. And when I arrived to Milan, I thought, right, all these ladies in Milan look the same. They're all going to be, but I was very wrong, so it was a great challenge. And then they put me into a shop with this lady and I had to pick clothes out for her. So that was a challenge in its own, because her skin tone wasn't the dark, olive skin tone that I thought she would be. So that threw me a little bit. And her body shape wasn't the shape I thought, going there. So it was just, it was great learning for me as well. Yeah, all good.
Interesting though, and very honest, that we do create pictures in our minds of, Italians are always, and French are always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come here, fascinating having the chat, and we could chat for hours. And you know what, there could be a special here. We put that to a vote. But we're going to go to Q&A in just a minute. There's a few people who've put their hand up already and said they'd love to ask a couple of questions. Looking forward to that. But before we do, Fiona, please, one tip that you would give to your nearest and dearest, because we're all your nearest and dearest now, to survive and thrive through COVID.
Through COVID, I think personally, it's taking it day by day and not thinking too far ahead. I think we're all living in the moment a little bit more now because we have to, and I think that is, for me, when we hear 2 weeks of lockdown or whatever, it's like, oh my gosh, 2 weeks, that's such a long way away. I think if we just take it day by day and hour by hour, and do, that has worked for me in the past about coping with things, and don't be trying to think too far ahead of, oh my gosh, what are we going to do for the summer holidays, or what are we going to do in September? September will come a long way away. We're here today, we're here now, and I suppose it's what you can do today to make today good for you, not tomorrow. Just focus on today, not yesterday, just the present.
Beautiful. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you very much indeed. So we're going to go to the floor for questions and answers. And Edwina, if I may invite you in, because you threw a comment into the box and you kindly agreed to talk. So Edwina, please meet Fiona.
Good morning, Fiona.
How are you?
I'm great, thank you, and thank you. Lovely story. Thank you for sharing it with us. Just the mindful dressing, I really enjoyed that, and I suppose I'm on week 2 of working from home, and my experience, from last week, Monday was my first day, and I was in my gym gear, and I had having a good day. So Tuesday I got up, I got dressed, I put on my clothes as if I was going to work, put my face on, did my hair, and I have continued with that from last Tuesday. And I'm thinking, is that me mindfully applying okay, I'm in black today. It's the first thing I grabbed, and it's interesting that you should say that about the colours, because I know if I have a brighter colour on me, my mood is better. It definitely lifts. And I love blues, I love reds, I love pink.
Pink is a great colour.
Yeah, so they're all the good colours. But how can we apply more mindful dressing to our everyday? And I'm hoping that I am doing some of it, because I've identified that I'm needed in gym gear, it's not working from here from home. So by dressing up, just like Colin looks amazing every day, you know, yeah. You know, how can we apply that daily?
That's a great question, Edwina, and actually what you're doing already, believe it or not. You know, I know when that day that the schools were closed, the following day I was in my gym gear. I'm in my gym gear all the time as well. I love gym gear. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But when I put on my gym gear, and even when I was off work that time, and I was in the gym gear a lot, I sometimes I might go to the shopping centre or something, and I didn't feel good all the time myself. Now it depends on the gym gear, but sometimes I just felt I was a bit drained. If I made the effort of putting on something a little bit brighter, now as I say, it doesn't have to be head to toe. For me, I actually have a hoodie. I love this super dry hoodie. It's this color, bright blue, and I love that. That's me as really dressing up these days. You know, it's just wearing that pop of color. I do put on a little bit of tinted makeup every day. I put on a little bit of blusher, and that's not vanity. It's just because I feel when I walk past the mirror, I'm not going to drop down dead going, oh jeepers, look at your one. But it's just to put a little bit of blusher on. It's a pop of color, you know. It's helping me. If it's even just putting on a pair of earrings. Now, I don't put the earrings on every day, you know. But I do find that, you know, if I'm in even putting on a pair of jeans or a t-shirt or something, it's a bit better than me wearing my tracksuit all the time. I don't mind wearing my tracksuit. I'm not taking from people wearing tracksuits because it can be some people's uniform, and I do love really nice tracksuits. At the moment, I just feel I have an awful lot of black in my tracksuit, so it's the first thing I'll be doing is buying nice colourful pieces, because we didn't plan this. You know, we didn't plan that we were going to be at home for the next, you know, the last thing on our mind was to go out and buy colourful tracksuit bottoms, you know. So, so it's just, even if it's just wearing a scarf or a little bit of lipstick or spray a little bit of perfume, you know what I mean? It's just, it's little things that are helping me cope, and it's just putting, as I say, that little pop of colour. It doesn't have to be an awful lot head to toe in it, and getting up and getting dressed is very important, I think, as in just to get dressed and not be working in your dressing gown. I just feel like what you're doing, you're putting in that, you're in the mindset of going into your office when you're dressing up in your day-to-day clothes, you know. So you're doing it anyway.
Yeah, my children said the weekend is like being in the Big Brother house. I got dressed up on Sunday to go to dinner in the kitchen, you know. But these are the sort of things that you're doing, you know. And nice bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You probably felt good when you did that.
I did. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
You said Edwina, pink is a great color. Pink is a great color to wear as well. It's a color of love as well, that it's self-love, they say. So it's a great color to wear. So nice choice.
Good.
Great stuff. Edwina, lovely question. Thank you for that. And Fiona, great answer. And Edwina, if I may, thank you for commenting on my rig out. But I made a decision that I'm going to work. I made a decision, and somebody mentioned spray and perfume. I've got aftershave on. There's nobody here to smell it except me. Yeah, so it's important, I think. However, that said, if you'd seen me an hour ago, if you want to check my live, it's me out with my tracksuit on, with a cap and a hoodie and a scarf, because that was appropriate to what I was doing then. But we're going to turn up. We've got to make ourselves feel worthy. So great stuff. Thank you, Edwina. And Vicky had to leave us. Vicky said, love mindful dressing. I'm going to use this with a ladies group in Zooming later on. Thank you for this. I'm off to another meeting now. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Thanks, Colin and Fiona. So nice comments in there. But I'll put Fiona's Instagram stuff in there. You need to go and follow her. Fabulous. Okay, who's going to ask a question of Fiona?
Hi, Sarah.
We chatted before the show. Sarah, welcome back.
How you doing? I love the story about your big dream, doing the fashion show in King John's Castle.
Yes.
And I'm curious to know, what's your next big dream?
Wow. I think it's the luxury, it's the shopping trips. I really want to be able to do that for women, to bring them away to cities and show them, you know, the way, and I'm not being sexist, but there's a lot of golf trips and rugby trips, like, and not everyone's into that, and a gang of women bringing them to the likes of Milan, living the way the women there live, for just in the Milan experience, or, you know, a London experience, or Vienna. What a city. I went to Vienna last year. I mean, we are blessed that flight is coming, even though I know we can't travel there at the moment.
I know.
It's
on my list this year, but it's gone now.
It is just the most, well, please God you'll get there again this year, but it is the most beautiful city. But while I was there, I hired one of those guys in a tuk-tuk, and instead of seeing the sights, which I did, I asked him to bring me down the fashion, where people go shopping as well, to see that. So to bring women to these places, our men, but perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if my husband would fancy me going away with a gang of men now for the weekend.
I know, yeah.
So I'm not, but he'd probably come with us. But I think, the castle has been done, so I don't know could you repeat it? You could, but it would never be the same.
No, a new one. I like the Milan one.
Yeah, the Milan. Yeah, I'll let you know more about that, Sarah, if that's good.
Good.
Or you get a gang of your friends. But even as I say, Venice, Barcelona, that you just go and someone else is doing the work for you. As in, I'd have someone there from Milan or Barcelona that know the cafes and the restaurants. So you're not there going, oh, where will we eat tonight? They know where to go shopping. You have your work done with me before you go on your style and your image and your colours. You have the groundwork done. I'd have that sent to the stylist in these places so that you're not wasting a lot of time, and you're there to have the experience the city.
Yeah, very nice.
Sounds fabulous, and I think you're right. If we move on, Fiona, the castle is done. Check.
Yeah.
Sarah, thank you for that. Lovely. And Barbara Byrne would like to come in and ask a question. Barbara, you're live. If you can get you live, you might have to. Oh, 2 seconds.
Yeah. I think can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hi.
welcome, and meet
Hi.
Fiona. Fiona, meet Barbara.
I'm sorry I didn't get in at the beginning because I was in another meeting, because I really wanted to hear this. As a natural redhead, I've heard all my life, you can't wear this and you can't wear that. I am wearing green, which is the colour of redheads today. But blue and red were the two that they really, really stand out for me. And I suppose I've been very conscious of wearing colours based on my mood, and I am guilty of the tracksuit job since COVID has kicked in. But what I wanted to ask you was, would you say there is colours that you shouldn't wear based on your hair colour?
Okay, actually that's a great question, because Barbara, we can all wear every colour, but it's the shade and the tone of the colour that we have to watch, okay? Now, black we have to be careful of, because sometimes black can drain us, okay? And age us and show up lines where, so if you're wearing a colour that doesn't really suit you, wear it away from your face and break it up with a colour that suits you closer to your face. Yeah. So if it's a particular, you can wear reds, but it's a particular shade of red that you could wear. I mean, and then you like
one of my favorites. And that's the interesting, and I do wear it. But like you said, the shade, I would have always been cautious of what shade.
You just have to watch the shade that you wear. Yeah, and if you want to connect in with me later, I can send you the list of a couple of shades of red that that are good for a warm palette as such. But no, I think we can all wear every shade, and this is the thing, because when I was training in London, they don't colour analysis. This lady was like, oh no, I don't agree with that. So it was interesting to see her perspective, because she was saying every colour suits everyone, but as I say, it's the tone of the colour. So for me, brighter colours suit me better. If I wear muted, rusty, pastel-y colours, they wash me out and I look sick, you know what I mean? So I'm better in brighter colours, like the colours of tulips, and but that's just as I say, because I've studied this and I've had colour analysis done on me, so I know this. But lovely warm colours on you, the corals and all those are just amazing. But as I say, whatever colour, wear what you like, but just break it up with a colour that you do like closer to your face, or even a blusher in your color, or an eyeshadow in your color as well, and our earrings in your color. So you can wear everything. There are no rules in fashion. That's what I want to make that disclaimer. There are no rules. It's individual. Style is, it's whatever you're comfortable in and makes you feel good at the end of the day. Okay.
Fabulous. Thank you, Barbara. And the first man brave enough to step up is Kieran. Kieran, you're very welcome.
Hi, Kieran.
We can't hear you. You're unmuted, but we can't hear you. Hello, Kieran. While Kieran is figuring that out, Kieran, shout when you're ready, Kieran, but we can't hear you, unfortunately. Okay, you're going to sort that out. So come here, while Kieran's sorting that out, I have, Fiona had been talking about this pop of colour thing, so I decided in honour of Fiona that I would find a pop of colour, and she had mentioned the colour teal to me yesterday. I didn't even know what teal was. It sounded like a wood, right? And so I decided to I found this lovely little, what do you call this, buttonhole? That is a teal colour, I believe. So I wore it today in honour of a friend of mine who gave it to me, and in honour of Fiona Doyle coming on the show. Do you want to talk about the pop of colour, Fiona?
Well, actually, you know, even the colour teal is a universal colour, Colm. That's a colour that suits us all, as is purple. So I'm just going to do just a few little tips for you to take away. Purple is a great colour that suits all of us as well. You know, so some colours would look better on us more than others, but there are some colours that are universal that suit all of us. Like there's a blush pink, this colour blue, the cobalt blue, the Pantone colour of the year for 2020 is actually classic blue or royal blue, as they say, and that's another great colour that suits us all as well. Yeah, so I'm just trying to think about it. Taupe is another colour that is a universal colour as well. So these are just little ideas for you.
Thank you, Fiona. Kieran is back. We'll try it again. Kieran.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Hi, Kieran.
Thank you, Kieran.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, no, my settings was set for the microphone switched off in settings, so I didn't realise it. Fiona, I just want to ask you, at the moment, I pest control and eco-friendly at the moment, okay? And just as we're quiet now, obviously, we're not a lot going on. We're looking at changing our uniform, our T-shirts this summer. And at the moment, it's a grey T-shirt. So now you might have answered it earlier on for me, but we were thinking of actually a blue T-shirt. Stand out a bit more, because sometimes we're going to premises and you want to stand out, not stand out too much either, you know. So you recommend the colour maybe for me for something?
Well, actually, blue is a great colour because it's. I did mention that blue is an honest colour. Look at the guards, what colour they were. They were blue. Or grey. Well, grey, it's another reliable colour, but blue is a colour that people wear. It associates with honesty. We associate it with honesty, and it's a good communication colour as well. Apparently, if it's a great colour if you're giving a presentation, to wear blue. So you can't go wrong with blue. And again, it's a colour that suits. So go with it, as in, actually classic blue is the Pantone 2020 colour of the year. So you will be totally on trend as well if you go with that. And it's a universal colour. So it's a great colour, and it's giving the right signals, I think, as well, you know. So
yeah, because obviously we go into so many premises, especially with a pest problem, like you need to trust what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great question, Kieran. Thank you for that. And Kieran, where would Fiona send the invoice for that advice?
Straight to you.
Colm.
Right, thanks, Kieran. Ian Hannon says in the chat, I take my fashion lead from Colm. Sorry for that, Ian. Listen, come here. It's been an absolute pleasure this morning, Fiona Doyle, having you.
Thank you, Colm.
We're going to give you the coffee with Colm coffee at 11 wave. That's our clap, community clap, because we're all.
Thank you.
So an absolute real pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
And you got a whole load of new followers now.
Thank you.
Before I let you all go, folks, thank you for being here this morning yet again. It's really loving. I'm really enjoying this whatever it is, this series. But let me introduce you to who's coming on tomorrow morning in the hot seat. Owen Sheehan, good friend of mine. And Owen Sheehan is ridiculously young. He's 23-year-old TV chef. He's on the 6 o'clock show regularly on Virgin Media Ireland. And he also runs he's a dark kitchen entrepreneur. So we'll explain what a dark kitchen entrepreneur is tomorrow. So I'll see you here tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock for another coffee at 11. Slán, have a great day.
Slán. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.